The story revolves around Tatsuya Yaegoshi, a once nationally recognized soccer player, is now a first-year student at Nukan High School. Due to his developed hatred for sports, he has abandoned his previous aspirations to become a famous live streamer on the internet. One day, Soma Azumachi, a first-year on the Kabaddi team, seeks to recruit Yaegoshi and spontaneously interrupts his live stream. Without any expectations, Yaegoshi follows Soma to the school gym, where he witnesses second-years Yohei Misumi and Shinji Date engaged in the primal contact sport of Kabaddi. Despite ridiculing the rules of play, Yaegoshi is stunned by the intensity of the round. Because of an enticing deal and slight coercion, he agrees to settle the prospect of his recruitment through the most invigorating way, a battle of Kabaddi, a team sport played empty-handed. On the surface, the thought of Kyuko Hori and Izumi Miyamura getting along would be the last thing in people's minds. After all, Hori has a perfect combination of beauty and brains, while Miyamura appears meek and distant to his fellow classmates. However, a fateful meeting between the two lays both of their hidden selves bare. Even though she is popular at school, Hori has little time to socialize with her friends due to housework. On the other hand, Miyamura lives under the noses of his peers, his body bearing secret tattoos and piercings that make him look like a gentle delinquent. Having opposite personalities yet sharing odd similarities, the two quickly become friends and often spend time together in Hori's home. As they both emerge from their shells, they share with each other a side of themselves concealed from the outside world. After the death of his grandfather, 19-year-old Kazuya Soma, an aspiring civil servant, is left all alone with no one to call family. Out of the blue, he is transported to the Elfrieden Kingdom, a small alien country in another world, to be a hero. An ongoing war with the demon army has put the entire world in peril, and Kazuya was summoned to aid in the conflict as an offering from Elfrieden to its allies. Dissatisfied with being used as tribute, Kazuya decides to help the kingdom revamp its declining economy, not by way of adventuring or war, but through administrative reform. Abruptly declared the king of Elfrieden and betrothed to the princess, the realist hero Kazuya sets out to assemble a group of talented citizens who will assist him in his bureaucratic battles to get the kingdom back on its feet. Kahachi Inugami, a detective who specializes in the occult, arrives at a remote village in the Japanese countryside, tasked by a hostess at a local inn to investigate a string of incidents involving rotting and mutilated livestock corpses that have been appearing for seemingly no reason. While surveying, Inugami notices a peculiar young boy working in the fields. Evaded by his peers and called Dora taboo for his stench, the young farmhand is surprised that anybody would take an interest in him. Inugami, piqued with curiosity, enlists Dora Taboo in helping him with the investigation, despite scorn looks from the villagers. Unbeknownst to Dora Taboo, this investigation will reveal a strange new world to him, one of the beast-like entities known as Kemono existing in tandem with humans, along with breathing new purpose into his previously empty life.
Amikawa Haruto is a young man who died before reuniting with his childhood friend who disappeared 5 years ago. Ryo is a boy living in the slums who wants revenge for his mother who was murdered in front of him when he was 5 years old. Earth and another world. Two people with completely different backgrounds and values. For some reason, the memories and personality of Haruto who should have died as resurrected in Ryo's body. As the two are confused over their memories and personalities fusing together, Ryo decides to live in this new world. Along with Haruto's memories, Ryo awakens an unknown and quad special power and quad, and it seems that if he uses it well, he can live a better life. But before that, Ryo encounters a kidnapping that turns out to be of a princess of the Bertram Kingdom that he lives in. After saving the princess, Ryo is given a scholarship at the Royal Academy, a school for the rich and powerful. Being a poor orphan in a school of nobles turns out to be an extremely detestable place to be. A long time ago, the ancient saviors of humanity founded a village as their haven, with their descendants said to assist humanity in times of extreme chaos. This village, Kunlun, is located just beside the infamous Anquat Last Dungeon Anquat, a place where monsters of unimaginable strength reside and which serves as the hunting grounds for Kunlun residents. Despite being accustomed to defeating powerful enemies since childhood, Lloyd Belladonna regards himself as the weakest in his village in terms of magic, strength, and intelligence. Even so, to fulfill his desire of becoming a soldier, he goes to the kingdom of Azami to enroll in its military academy. However, as someone whose upbringing defies common sense, Lloyd's innate power might just prove to be the key to end the crises enveloping the kingdom. In a city of the dead, long since ruined and far from human civilization, lives a single human child. His name is Wolf, and he's being raised by 3 undead: the hardy skeletal warrior, Blood, the graceful mummified priestess, Mary, and the crotchety spectral sorcerer, Gus. The 3 pour love into the boy, and teach him all they know. But one day, Will starts to wonder, and Quat, who am I? And Quat, Will must unravel the mysteries of this faraway dead man's land, and unearth the secret pasts of the undead. He must learn the love and mercy of the good gods, and the bigotry and madness of the bad. And when he knows it all, the boy will take his first step on the path to becoming a paladin. Despite his noble title, Noir Starga is at the bottom of the social hierarchy. Because of this, his fellow nobles oppress him and treat him like garbage. However, he possesses a rare yet powerful ability to communicate with the great sage, an oracle who grants Noir the answer to absolutely anything. After failing to secure a job as a librarian, Noir decides to join the Hero Academy. He knows he must become stronger to enter the institution. The great sage advises him to explore a hidden dungeon deep within the mountains. There, Noir meets Olivia Servant, a beautiful yet enchained maiden trapped within the labyrinth. Olivia bestows upon Noir a set of ridiculously powerful skills that grants him virtually total control over reality. Naturally, there is a catch. Every time Noir attempts to use his powers, his life points decrease, putting his life at risk. To replenish his energy, he must give in to worldly pleasures such as kissing his childhood friend. With his newfound powers, Noir begins his journey as a student in the Hero Academy, meeting new acquaintances and helping them through the dire situations ahead. The world's greatest assassin had sworn lifelong allegiance to the organization that raised him. However, despite his loyalty, that very same organization takes action to silence him, ultimately leading to his demise. Drowning in frustration and regrets he can no longer suppress, he finds himself in an audience with a goddess attracted by his exceptional skills. The goddess offers him reincarnation into a magnificent world of swords and magic so he can perform a crucial mission: prevent that world's destruction by slaying its hero. Accepting the goddess' request, he is reborn as Lu Tuatha Dé, the son of a noble family of assassins serving the Alvin kingdom. Under the guidance of his father, Lu learns new assassination techniques that significantly differ from the cold-blooded and unsympathetic killing style of his previous life. Furthermore, his other talents bloom, allowing him to meet new allies and acquaintances. Even so, Lu knows that his efforts are far from adequate, because a monumental adversary such as the hero can only be defeated with perfection. Takemichi Hanagaki's second year of middle school was the highest point in his life. He had respect, a gang of friends he could count on, and even a girlfriend. But that was 12 years ago. Today, he's a nobody. A washed-up nonentity made fun of by children and always forced to apologize to his younger boss. A sudden news report on the Tokyo Manji gang's cruel murder of the only girlfriend he ever had alongside her brother only adds insult to injury. Half a second before a train ends his pitiful life for good, Takemichi flashes back to that same day 12 years ago, when he was still dating Hinata Tachibana. After being forced to relive the very same day that began his downward spiral, Takemichi meets Hinata's younger brother. Without thinking, he admits to his seeming death before flashing back to the past. Takemichi urges him to protect his sister before inexplicably returning to the future. Miraculously, he isn't dead. Stranger still, the future has changed. It seems as though Takemichi can alter the flow of time. Given the chance to prevent his ex-girlfriend's tragic death at the hands of the Tokyo Manji gang, Takemichi decides to fly through time to change the course of the future.
Nothing like